And so since
Thank
we've
you,
been talking
man.
about improvisation, I thought that now, I'd love for the audience to get a chance to hear your improvising. So let's move into our live performance. I'm going to play the
Yeah.
piece as it is written, and then Guy is
Yeah,
going
let's
to
do it.
improvise on it. And our piece today is going to be the Intermezzo in E minor by
Amazing.
Manuel Ponce. And Manuel Ponce was a Mexican composer who lived from 1882 until 1948. Ponce was one of the first Mexican composers to incorporate traditional Mexican music into his works. His compositions for guitar are an important part of that instrument's repertoire, and he also wrote many original vocal songs and arrangements of folk songs. Ponce's most famous composition is the song Estrellita, and Guy and I are going to perform his Intermezzo in E minor, which was written in 1909 while Ponce was a piano professor at Mexico's National Conservatory.
Bravo. Well
All right,
done.
well, now I'm so excited to hear what you've.
Wow.
I know that you've been working with this piece, and I'm so excited to hear what your take on it's going to be.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm just to say that was really beautiful and really from the heart. I mean, talk about feeling someone's personality through the notes, through the music. It's amazing. It's really
Oh, thank you
amazing.
so much.
So thank you for this gracing us with this beautiful
Oh,
performance. Seriously. Um, yeah, and let's uh, let's see what where this goes. I really like the song, and I think it's a really the melody is very is just very heart touching. And I didn't prepare anything specific, but I think I just wanted to know the piece and then see live where
Yeah.
it goes in the
Yeah.
moment. So with all of you, let's dive in.
Wow, oh my gosh, bravo. Thank you so much for giving us this wonderful performance. Oh my gosh, I loved that so much.
Thank you so much.
That
I,
was
I think it's just so amazing in your improvisation how you take this, world that Manuel Ponce has given us, and you just take us on an even longer journey through this same world, and that was really wonderful.
Thank you so much. I was inspired by hearing you. I mean, and all the soul you put into it. So I knew doesn't matter where I go with it, where where to take this. It's got to be soulful. So I think it was very much like a reflection. And yeah, I'm very glad. I'm very glad. Like we're doing this. This is actually really cool. Something really
Yes.
cool to do.
Yeah, it seems like from looking through the chat that our audience absolutely loved it as well.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Very, oh my God. Amazing, amazing. What an honor you're all here.
And so I'm sure now that the question that's on the minds of a lot of people in the audience, and even though I'm your student, it's still a question that I wonder about is how do you do all of that? And so I think that it would be really cool if you could tell us about what your artistic process is for improvising.
Yeah, I think first I'm just trying to understand. I mean, shall we talk specifically like about this piece, for
Yeah,
instance? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that would be a good
So
example.
first, I'm just trying to understand like what is the feeling, understand the material, the existing material, but not necessarily like the first thing I would do is not okay. What are the chords or what is the harmony or like these things? I do them also, but it comes like a little bit later. First, I'm just trying to understand what is this thing about emotionally, and like
yeah.
the answer is usually not really something you can put with words even so much. It's just a feeling, like to kind of connect to the feeling of the piece and how it resonates with you. Like there is a place where you and the piece, where you experience something that is exactly what the piece is coming to tell, and the piece is telling something you experienced in both ways. Trying to connect with that place first is really important to me, like to understand the emotion, what is the color of the piece, and then from there, yes, I will try to just play it as is and try to understand the chords, the melodies, the motives. I think like it's really important. I mean, this piece has a very very strong motive, this thing. So it's very rhapsodic, and it's very like it's very from the heart, like a lot of emotions almost. I mean, it's Mexican, but it could be Russian, it could be Jewish, it could be so many things.
Yeah.
So from that kind, this is kind of an entry point. Like there is always, so when you kind of scan the piece emotionally and musically and harmonically, melodically, motivically, there's always going to be an entry point. There's going to be like a point where like something really clicks between you and the piece. And sometimes there isn't, or sometimes it takes a long time to find it, because don't have if you can't really bring your own to the piece, then maybe you don't have to play it, because like these beautiful pieces, I mean, it's been played and performed many times, so it doesn't necessarily needs us to
Right.
come and play it. So I think the reason to play a piece is like if you have something to say, or to give, and to say not necessarily with words, again, some just statement that you feel like you want to express with that piece. And to have that statement, you have to find an entry point. So that's the first thing. And then, yes, understanding the harmonies and everything, as I said. And then just starting. I mean, you can't know. There's always, obviously, a lot of study that goes to kind of be familiar with this mechanism of of keys, of harmonies, of scales, of styles. But really, like, I want to utilize whatever elements that I really feel necessary to express what I need to express, while hoping not to just utilize and use elements just to use them, just to show that it's possible. And it doesn't always work. It's a fine line. Like sometimes it's very easy to overdo. And especially when you're improvising, on something live, there is like this thing inside that says, do more. Like, and I'm definitely, learning that all the time, and kind of asking myself this question. And I think if I were to do like one another take of this piece, it would have been completely different from what I played now, which is interesting. Like I think now the first real take, I had to kind of also work through a lot, just like throw a lot of ideas and just let it be. And I was kind of exploding and going all over the place, which was fun. And I think like if I were to play another take, it would have been like super short and mysterious and mystical.
Well then, yeah.
Um,
If you'd like to, would you like to do another take for us? Just
sure. Yeah,
yeah,
just to kind of really, this really kind of gives you the like really the process of of this kind of exploration, because
yeah.
it's always like the fact that you have different tools at your disposal doesn't always mean you need to use them. So only if the moment calls for it. So that the first time was one moment, and the second time is always a completely different moment, and I find it interesting. Yeah, for the sake of the experiment, why not? Let's do
All
another
right, encore.
another little little take.
Guy, I'm sorry, we can't hear you right now. It seems like the sound is.
It's
Guy, are
frozen.
you there? Oh, it seems like. Oh, okay, you're back. I'm sorry. The internet just cut out for a minute there. Can you hear us, Guy?
Is it back now?
Yes, it's back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, something maybe with the thing stopped. I'll keep going from there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Bravo! Oh, I loved that one too.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's part of the process. Actually, like, I mean, what happened here organically without me really planning it is exactly the answer to the last question. Like, what is the process? So it's a fundamental part of the process to just kind of throw out ideas on the canvas, throw out ideas on the page, and just see, all kinds of stuff, try all kinds of directions. Like, you have to try them, so you know what what you want to choose to do. You have to have the options. But then after you throw and kind of go all over the place, that was necessary. Like, the first take was necessary for me to like really kind of get even closer to the essence of what I feel is a piece. While the third take will be completely different. Like, maybe this take was a little bit to the extreme of one side. Because like the thing is, I'm happy with the text, but I'm never like, okay, that's it. Because and that's the beauty of it. Like, it's endless. There is always like more shades and more depth to explore. So like, what you saw now is really what this process is, like, kind of like diving, trying stuff, minimizing, trying like to limit, then maybe opening up a little bit there, and that's kind of the process, like kind of back and forth, and it's always just about being in the moment and responding to what comes out.